Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Concealed Carry with Max Michel, presented by Galco. Now in today's episode, I want to focus on the basics of a two-handed draw stroke. Last episode, we put it to the test. I had you guys go out there and run 3 shots on a single target at 3 seconds from 3 yards 3 times in a row. I wanted to prove that consistency, right? I wanted to be able to show you guys, can you be successful 3 times in a row by running that drill? Maybe you were, maybe it was no problem for you. But some of the guys out there maybe were struggling with that a little bit. And that could have been because of the draw stroke itself, or it could have been with the grip that you actually had on the pistol, right? Because if we don't have the proper grip on the gun, it's hard to shoot accurately fast. Just about anybody can shoot accurately out there with the proper trigger mechanics. And just about anybody can shoot fast. But finding the opportunity or the ability to be able to do both, that's the challenge, right? And that's what I want to help you guys with here today. Not just the basic two-handed draw stroke, but also how we establish that grip on the way out to the target. So with all that said, we're going to get right into it. What I'm trying to do is establish my grip in the holster. I'm trying to get 2 points of contact on the pistol. I'm trying to create leverage on the gun, right? The faster I can shoot, the more accurate I can shoot, the better it will be for me. But to accomplish this, I need to make sure my stance is good and my grip is good. So the 2 points of contact that I'm trying to get on the pistol in the holster is going to be, the first point of contact is going to be the web of my firing hand as high as I can get on the back strap of that pistol. The second point of contact is going to be that middle knuckle underneath the trigger guard. So by having those 2 points of contact, I know I'm as high as I can possibly get on the pistol and I have leverage on that gun. So I can shoot quickly and remain accurate. But how do we get there, right? Now, before we get there, I want to just say really quickly, position 1 is getting to the gun, position 2 is where the hands will meet, and position 3 is acquiring your sights on target. Now, but again, how do we get there? We need to clear our clothing out of the way, obviously. We need to get to the pistol. How do we get to the pistol? Well, I want to utilize my support hand as much as possible here. This is our basic two-handed draw stroke. So from here, if my hands are up, my hands are down, doesn't matter. I want to make sure my support hand goes towards the pistol as close as possible, and as close to that grip or the back strap of that pistol as much as possible. With my fingers, they're going to be positioned in a way that they're down. If my fingers are down, I can grab my clothing and pull up and away and clear all this space for my strong hand to get to the pistol. All right, so this is what I want to do. I want to have my fingers down, so I'll be able to grasp the clothing and pull up and away to make sure I have all this space available here. Now, one small mistake here, if my fingers are positioned outwards and I go to grab my clothing and I then go to pull up, it's very easy to lose traction of that clothing, and now it's still going to be in front of our pistol. Okay, so we're trying to get rid of that clothing so we can get to the gun. So make sure the fingers are down and not to the side, because it's very easy to lose that clothing. Even if you do happen to get a hold of it and you pull up, you're probably still going to have a little bit of clothing hanging there in your way. So again, to clear all that, fingers are going to be positioned down. We're going to grab that clothing, pull up and over, and clear all that space there. Now that the space is cleared, I'm looking for that first point of contact on the back strap of the pistol. During this process, my trigger finger or my index finger is always down and away from the pistol itself. Now once I get that second point of contact, you're going to notice that my fingers are now gripped on the grip module, but my trigger finger is still positioned away from the trigger itself for safety concerns. Now from here, when I come out of the holster, the first thing that I want to do is point the muzzle directly downrange toward the target, and finger is still off of the trigger. Now all I need to do is at the high ready position, or this is what I call position 2, where the hands will meet, I'm going to drop my clothing, and my support hand is then going to go toward the pistol. I'm looking for my third point of contact. My third point of contact is that index finger of the non-firing hand underneath the trigger guard. Now once I feel that third point of contact, I just have to push or stab directly toward the target downrange and acquire my sight and break the shot when acceptable. But when I'm getting this third point of contact, notice how my palm is facing toward the ground. Again, I'm trying to create leverage on the pistol everywhere that I can. My support hand is a big part of that. So if I get that third point of contact with my palm facing toward the ground, as I'm driving the pistol out toward the target, my support hand is going to torque forward, up, and around onto that grip module, with my thumb pointing straight down range toward the target. So instead of being like so, my thumb is going to be more positioned down this way, with my fingers at a 45-degree angle downward, wrapping around that grip module. By having that 45-degree angle downward, that's going to ensure that my wrist, or my support wrist, is torqued forward at a 45-degree angle, going to ensure that I'm getting that wrist lock that I'm looking for to create leverage on the pistol, to get a mechanical advantage on that pistol before it lifts and recoil. Again, just creating better recoil management throughout that process. So once I get to position 2 here and I feel that third point of contact, I'm going to rotate up and around, stab toward that target, and now the finger is going into the trigger guard as I go to break that shot whenever acceptable. So guys, remember, the big part of this draw stroke is getting the gun up out of the holster as quickly as possible. Yes, but we have to make sure there's a process in place. Position 1 is getting to the gun, position 2 is where the hands will meet, and position 3 is establishing the sight picture on that target. But at position 1, it's extremely important to get those 2 points of contact to ensure that we'll be able to shoot quickly at a high rate of speed with acceptable accuracy. And the only way that we can get those 2 points of contact is by utilizing our support hand to grab that garment or that clothing properly and pulling up and away to give us all that real estate or all that space to get our dominant hand into. And for all of your concealed carry needs, be sure to visit galcogunleather.com. Use code MAX15 for 15% off. And until next time, stay safe.